Hi there, and welcome to Remote RPGs. For some reason, it's easy to look at an iPhone game and see it as inferior to a 3DS or a PSP title because of the limited hardware, and because most iPhone games are very simple and just made to kill time. However, today's game found a way to be a simple and easy to pick up and play game that actually has a lot to offer. And all it took was somebody to look at this thing and say, you know what? This needs its own role-playing game. So today, we'll be looking at Cthullu Saves the World. Released for the iPhone in 2010, and later for Steam, Cthullu Saves the World was made by Zeboyd Games, an indie company who made a few decently successful, interesting, and strange titles. Although this game actually sold pretty well, I think it would be great to give an indie game a little more love. Besides, if it turns out Cthulhu is real, and I say how awesome his game is, then I may not die a horrible death. So, two birds in one stone. Let's get into the story, which won't take that long. Cthullu, the squid-faced, winged god creature by H.P. Lovecraft, emerges from the sea after centuries of slumber, only to find his dark powers immediately sealed away by a mysterious holy wizard. A narrator then informs the player that the only way to break this curse is for Cthulhu to become a true hero. Hearing the narrator, Cthulhu takes it upon himself to become a true hero by saving the world in order to take it over for himself. The plot of the game is pretty light, as you'd expect from a handheld title, but the game knows this and goes for quality over quantity. The game loves to make fun of the classic RPG story about a hero's quest, and they subvert it all the time. This game has fantastic writing, and it's genuinely funny, with some great fourth wall breaking moments spread throughout, like when you open a chest and there's only one gold piece in it, or when you fight an enemy with some ridiculous description. And there are a lot of enemy descriptions, and the dialogue will get you some laughs throughout. Because all the characters have really distinct personalities and play off each other in interesting ways, the dialogue will definitely get some laughs throughout, and the general story elements just work pretty well. Of course, not every joke hits, and the writing is so clever that you'd wish there was more dialogue, but it's still a good parody game with a ton of references to Lovecraft's, RPGs, and other video games tucked in all the way. It's exactly what you'd expect out of a good parody. It's refreshing, it makes fun of itself, and it's just funny. The gameplay is very basic for the most part. It has all the basic RPG elements, like any classical Super Nintendo RPG, which was what this game was trying to go for. You get a pretty interesting group of characters, including an alien cat, and his attacks are out of this world. Man, if you didn't like that one, you're gonna hate this game. Let's just say that if puns were a crime, the creators would get death sentences. Let's leave it at that. You have some item management, which does get a little annoying because the menus are a bit of a slog, but it's not a huge issue. What is a big issue is, if you hate mazes like me, you may dislike this game. Pretty much every dungeon in this title is just about wandering through a maze, trying to figure out how to get to the next floor. What's worse about these mazes is that a lot of these areas look the exact same, so it's very, very easy to get lost, and more than once I've gotten very, very confused about which direction I was even going. And that gets frustrating when this is coupled with mazy areas that can barely tell you where you've been before, and it becomes a real problem if you haven't played this game for maybe a month or so, and then you pick it up again and then you have no idea where you are in this maze. So the game starts with a maze, is filled with mazes, and I did not enjoy mazes. On the other hand, the hardware is limited, it is a handheld game, and the designers even admitted that if they did redo this game, they would have shortened the dungeons and added some variety. So the mazes aren't a deal breaker, but you should just be aware of what you're getting into, and actually potentially not getting out of. So the mazes are one of the game's biggest drawbacks, but thankfully the battle system is really enjoyable and actually pretty unique. At first it seems like a very basic battle system. It's kind of difficult and old school, both in the gameplay and its style, but there are a few modern twists. like a combo system where you can save up your hits and unleash a more powerful attack, or use that to heal your entire team. Another really cool feature is how your HP is fully healed after every single battle, and you'll heal a little MP depending on how fast you finish the battle. This makes the game so much more fast-paced because you don't have to worry about replenishing health after every battle, but you also can't be reckless about battling because you do need MP to keep beating enemies and keep yourself healed in battle. It's such a smart design choice that I'm curious why no one else has done anything like this. Another incentive to finish the battle faster is how enemies get stronger each turn by 10%, so you have to work harder to finish the battle smarter, instead of mashing away and hoping that they die before you do, though I was able to get away with that once in a while. Being all about creating insanity, Cthullu also has the option to turn enemies insane, which makes them more vulnerable to attack, but also lets them deal more damage, so it's a great risk-reward system that adds another layer of strategy. Finally, when you level up, you have the choice to pick between two level up bonuses, usually higher attack or more health, or attack or use a stronger attack that hits one enemy, or a weaker attack that hits all the enemies. It's a quick and easy way to have more customizable characters, and it's just a lot of fun because you have to make some really tough decisions. All of this means that you have a game that's just really easy to pick up and play, and it really encourages you to play efficiently, to make this a more enjoyable mobile experience. It's a very, very well designed battle system that rewards you for being strategic, but doesn't require a whole lot of time and effort to figure out either, so it's great if you want to play it on the go. The graphics in the game are basic, but they work. The designs are funny, and there are some animated cutscenes, kind of animated, I guess it's just more stills, but either way they add to the game's charm. While the level design was interesting and the colors were used well, the areas themselves are sometimes, again, very confusing to navigate because of the graphics, which got frustrating. It would have helped if there were more distinct landmarks, different colors for floors, or maybe a map. I swear to the Dark Lord Cthulhu, if there was a map and I missed it like an idiot, I will lose it. Hey, actually, maybe these monotonous looking mazes were designed to mimic actually going insane like Cthulhu wants us to be. And if that was the case... No, you know what, it would be smart, but it's still a dick move, guys. Overall, the game looks like a 16-bit era RPG, which is what the developers were going for. The music in the game is really good. I don't really know what kind of music I expected from a title like this, but you'll find some really kick-ass music here, and it's really, really memorable. There aren't a whole lot of songs, but the ones that are there are really good, particularly the battle themes. Some of the exploration themes will also definitely stick with you, but the point is, this is a really, really good soundtrack, and I think you'll definitely enjoy it. It's really good stuff. To conclude, Cthullu Saves the World is a really overlooked title for the iPhone. It takes maybe 10 or so hours to beat, but there's a lot of content here, with different difficulties, settings, and a big world map to explore. There's even some extra content, like bromides or bromides, I don't even know how you pronounce them, but yeah, do you remember those? And it's just great if you want to see stuff like this. Did somebody ask for this? Anyway, this is a really fun little title that's easy to recommend, easy to jump in and out of, and works perfectly as a game to break out when your significant other starts talking about their problems. Best of all, this game was only, I think, $2 to $3 when I last checked, which is an absolute steal, and you have to support talent when you see it. And also, I just have to add that the makers of this game clearly had a lot of heart and put a lot of effort into this game. Give this one a go for its charm and unique battle system, and if you don't like it, you lost $2, which you can probably find in your couch anyway. Thanks for watching. I look forward to our next random encounter.